Yeah, so this is Rhiannon Schumann. My name is Joey Hoizescu. We own Denver Barbell Club, obviously in Denver, Colorado, and we've been around about 4.5 years. We talked to you, Phil, a couple years ago, just because we thought it'd be a really cool benefit to have gyms go 24/7, our gym specifically, and we kind of thought, hey, why not bring this like Globo gym model over to like an actual gym? No offense to all the Globo gyms out there, but like we have real squat racks and like good plates and equipment and coaching and things like that. So we figured it'd be cool. Like, why not just integrate that into our system and our business model? And then, so that's how we initially heard about hybrid. And we actually kind of did some recon on a gym down the street from us that had it. We knew some members and some coaches there, and we just asked them about it. And they're like, yeah, man, it's killer. It doesn't really it doesn't really have any technical issues or flaws unless the power goes out. But in that case, we have bigger issues than an access system anyway. So they had nothing but good things to say about it. So we just hit you guys up and wanted to know more. And then, now we're working with you guys, obviously because of COVID mostly and stuff like that.
Tell me, like, you're thinking before access, before you guys went with 24/7 access and specifically the hybrid network, maybe what were some challenges that you had that now you don't have because you're 24/7?
So, we were 24/7 before we went with hybrid, just not in a very
efficient
or that safe of a way. So we have door codes on our gym.
So wait, let me pause you right there. So you did what I call a DIY project.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it took like a year to figure out the damn keypad.
Yeah. So everybody has codes to our gym forever once they quit. We had no way of, changing that. So yes, DIY 24/7 access, very unsafe.
All right, so in the DIY, how did you write? So obviously codes, everyone just had what, random codes or single code?
No, like everybody had the same code.
Same code.
Same code. So you did DIY like Home Depot, put it on there. Actually, everyone gets 9119, right? That's my PIN number to my ATM, right? And then
Exactly.
Okay. And then
Why are you shaking your head, man?
It's funny because you'd be surprised in these affiliate forums and different functional gym places, like how many people advocate for DIY approach. And I understand some things DIY, I just renovated a camper. But I also know my limitations. And so glad to hear that you guys kind of went through it and on the other side of that. So what were some of the other things besides having shared or one shared code? What were some of the other limitations?
Tracking. Knowing who was in there, when they were in there. We had it brought to our attention, all of our retail just sits out and people were like, I can't believe you trust people not to steal anything. We got lucky enough. Nobody did steal anything, but it was one of those things where we just—
if they did, you didn't know who it was.
If we did it, we didn't know. And luckily, if somebody really wanted to walk off with a $25 shirt, then so be it, cost of doing business. But I guess those were kind of our other big limitations.
They were also like the early days. So we didn't have as many people, just like, you guys kind of exploded. Olympic weightlifting in general is exploding nationwide. It's obviously really safe and stuff. That's my sales pitch for USA Weightlifting. But we're the only weightlifting gym in Denver, like specifically weightlifting with coaches and stuff. So, I'll say the only weightlifting program, I guess you could say. And we just kind of exploded 2019, 2020. So, the number of people we were required to trust was relatively low. Whereas now, there's people I walk in, I'm the head coach. We own this thing together, and like we walk in and I'm meeting people that have been there for 2 weeks because I've never seen them before. So it's just been a lot, it's more like, it's just a lot different. And then on top of that, the drop-ins, there's people all over the country at this point that have a t-shirt from us that, they obviously bought. And then they also have the old code to the gym. So, somebody travels in from Denver, we're in Denver. Somebody travels to Denver from Raleigh or, LA or something. And they're like, you know what? Whatever. Yeah, man, we're just going to roll in there and not tell anybody. We're like, okay, cool. So, the drop-ins, were just kind of a pain. And then there's one thing I don't think we knew beforehand, but now we've learned is just our systems are just so much more efficient now than they were before. Which again, we didn't really plan on that. It's like an added bonus, like a surprise benefit of using the system. So it's just easy, man.
So, hey, as you're thinking about going through like what you did in a DIY environment and moving over to hybrid today, what are some of the efficiencies that maybe you uncovered around like liability and rules, and how did you approach it before and how do you approach it now to make sure that those members are kind of participating in that?
So it was a lot of steps before, and that was kind of my biggest complaint with drop-in. So, I mean, I probably spent about 30 minutes getting a drop-in set up. So they would email us, I would email them back, kind of the link to like, I need you, here's a link to pay, here's a link to sign our waiver. And then once I did both of those, then I had to follow up back again with kind of all the access information. So they would have that. So it was just, it sometimes took days to get it, and then people would call you last minute wanting to sign up,
and we couldn't do that.
And I'm like, I'm not near my computer right now, like you're just out of luck, and they would be super upset.
Like we email gyms a week in advance if either of us travels. I'm sure you do too, but it's like there's not that many, there's more members who don't own gyms than there are gym owners. So we know to do that, but there's a lot of people, it's probably 50-50 where people just hit you, they just like show up, or they just hang, they're like, hey man, we're coming in 5 minutes. And you're like, before, it's like she said, days, man. And God forbid if I ever did it, it was 45 minutes for me to set them up and a half an hour for her to fix it. So I was like, dude, I'm good at programming. That's about it.
So what do you do now? So now you have the hybrid. Tell me something about the features from your perspective as a gym owner that you really like about the app and how it helps you then.
We don't do anything.
It's
now.
idiot proof.
Yeah. So basically,
I know that for a fact. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Our CRM system is push press. All the links are on the website. So they can literally go to our website, buy as many drop-in days as they want. And then it automatically, because push press and HybridAF talk to each other, they get all the information, all the waivers, all of that stuff automatically. I mean, they have to sign all of that stuff before they even get any of that access information. And they get all the emails automatically. So now we literally do nothing. So the drop-in is like, I guess, 20, like, those Globo gyms, to us, that's what our drop-ins are. Like, we don't do any effort with them whatsoever. And
you can sit at home right now and get your Peloton delivery while somebody is getting into your gym, secured, safe, paid you, signed liabilities, trusted, working out, and everybody's
Exactly.
Now that it's COVID times, the biggest thing is we can track them, that they were there. And if we need to alert them of anything, they're there. We know about them. So
do you guys, maybe you don't know this, it might be new information. We just released our new iOS, and Android is coming out, I think, in a couple of weeks. Have you guys seen the new platform, the advantages, where now you can edit and update your rules on your end?
Not firsthand, but I did see that. I think you guys made a post on Instagram today. So I saw that, but we haven't played with it yet.
And so the idea is, moving into 2021, the app will now let you manage your rules, your waiver, and your COVID policy, and you can edit it on the fly. So you mentioned like governor changes. I get it. Like right now in North Carolina, we were the longest gym shut down. We're probably shutting down again. And we can go in there and edit our COVID-19 policy on the daily to make sure it reflects current CDC guidelines without having to email hybrid. So it's a really cool tool that we built in now for you guys to manage the waivers.
That's pretty sick.
Perfect.
We'll
discuss that in our staff meeting tomorrow with our gym managers.
We'll do a staff training.
So as you guys think about moving forward into 2021 and really finishing out the year, tell me really how you plan to strategize and use HybridAF to make Denver Barbell financially successful, but really impact more people.
Cool. Yeah, man. So this is probably the thing that we're most passionate about when it comes to the HybridAF system. Probably we were shut down for 3 months, like a lot of other gyms. We lost about 40% of our revenue at that point. And, big shout out to all the members that kept paying their memberships. But a lot of people, we weren't delivering a service, man. Like our service is facility equipment coaching. We weren't delivering that anymore. So we don't really blame them, but it was pretty scary, dude. And now, we have a gym manager, we pay a salary, we have, it's downtown Denver, so it's high rent, and stuff like that. So halfway through our shutdown, we're kind of sitting there and we're like, you know what? The money we're going to spend on this HybridAF is going to allow us to reopen, but then more importantly, like safeguard ourselves for a future shutdown. So what we kind of assume is coming is not necessarily a full shutdown. There's been 0 outbreaks in Colorado traced back to gyms. Our governor's a business owner. He started 1-800-Flowers and then grew it to like a big company and stuff. So I think he really understands where we're coming from and doesn't want to shut us down. So like with restaurants, initially restaurants were shut down in Colorado, and now they're not. They've gone to like takeout only. So what we think is going to happen is if anything, they're going to adopt the personal training model where you can have 4 people at a time in the gym. So in that case, we've done we've kind of, now we've made the investment in HybridAF. We can cap whatever we can cap each class to whatever we need to, give people an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how many members we have, to come in and do their lifting. We can cap it at 4 people, cancel coaching hours. So we get the coach out of there, coach virtually, and then, turn the gym into a 24/7 access gym where it's like, hey, if you work from home, you need to work out at 11 o'clock in the morning, not at 5 p.m. anymore, because there's no point. There's no coach there. I think also we've seen a huge growth. So, we went down to about 58 members, and now we're up to about 110. And our peak before COVID was about 85. So we're at like roughly 35 more members than we were at even before COVID. And people are really like stoked on the fact that they get basically 100 square feet of lifting space for themselves just because they lift on a platform. We make them wear masks because that's that's like the state ordinance right now. And then we also make them clean everything, but they can come in and they get 2,200 square feet for only 10 people and a coach. Which is huge, but I think I think it's helped our revenue growth because people feel safer being there even by themselves at like 6 a.m. But on top of that, man, we're not scared about the future anymore because we're prepped. The axe is sharpened.
Yeah, that's
so.
Super.
If they shut us down, we still can run a gym.
Man, you guys are getting a great value.
Yeah,
it's a huge value, man. I mean, it's completely worth it.
I was going to add to that, I think it gave all of us kind of our lives back. Like we're chatting with you from here. We have a full-time gym membership. I can't talk. We have a full-time gym manager, but she doesn't need to be at the gym 40 hours a week. She works also from home. She works from wherever she wants and is most productive. Like our gym is either super hot or super cold. It's an old warehouse building. So this gives her the flexibility to work from home when she isn't coaching. It gives everybody a chance not to be at the gym all day long because we can manage all of these systems so well remotely now.
Yeah, man. So. And it's also not really hyperbole for me to say it gave us our lives back because, we have full-time jobs. So we sell real estate together. And we saw this little gym that started with 10 people 4.5 years ago grow to this massive thing. And instead of continuing to get in the way by not being able to handle all of this business, we were able to hire a gym manager. And if you look, I'm not going to share the specifics of it, but if you look at what we pay her in her salary, which she's a great value as well. She kills it. But anyway, what we pay her, all of these open gym members are really helping to cover that, which in turn gave us our lives back, man. Yeah.